Today we're going to take the Raptor and change the lights from looking like this to this. So this is my 2011 Ford Raptor. And for a while now I've had these side mirror lights and only 2 of the bulbs are actually lit up. The rest have died. And on the back side you just have this reflector. You don't have any light at all. We're going to change that today. We're going to put some awesome kind of smoked lights on both the front and the back. Let's get this done. All right, so the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to push your mirror down carefully. And that's going to kind of expose some of the insides here. And there's these little clips in here that you want to pop off with a screwdriver. Alright, so it's probably difficult to see what I was actually doing behind the mirror, and it was hard to film. So you have these little clips right here on either side of it's not this big clip, it's these little guys on either side of it that you have to kind of pry up because they latch around this little ring here. So you just got to kind of keep working them, get them easy. I broke one on the other side and it still held onto the mirror just fine. So you just keep going around. And prying until you get all of them off. And then you can either kind of leave this mirror like dangling here, or you can pull these little wires here and disconnect it and get this whole mirror out of your way. All right, so once you disconnect a couple wires, and you can just set this mirror in your front seat somewhere where it's not going to get damaged. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4 Torx bolts. They are a T20. We'll remove those. That'll allow us to pry off this back piece here. All right, now I highly recommend a wrench or something with a swivel head. Allows you to get in here and not hit the side of your mirror. All right, once you get all 4 bolts off, you just gotta kind of, sometimes this wiggles off, sometimes you might have to kind of get in here gently with a screwdriver and pry it. Just kind of work it off. Just be gentle. It's only plastic, you don't want to break it. Then just don't pull too hard because you have your puddle light here. So you want to pry the connections off of this too. And the whole back piece comes off. Alright, so then you're going to want to get this light off. So just pull this disconnector, or just pull this connector off. Might take a little persuasion, just wiggle it back and forth. You have these 2 pins holding it on. Then all you have to do to get it out is push in this one little tab and it kind of slides out the front. There you go, you get the light out. All right, now if you're not going to have the back, you're not going to have a light in the back here, you don't have to worry about this next part. But if you are going to, I highly recommend getting one of these kind of lights where it has the factory plug, and then it also has the little prongs so you can connect it to the back light by just plugging it in, and you don't have to worry about trying to splice in any of these wires. I've seen a couple videos where people just splice them together. I think this is a better solution. I'll link below where you can get a set of these lights. They're on Amazon, they're pretty cheap. To put the new one in, it's just reverse to the old one, so you have to go in from the front side here. push it in, and you should kind of hear it click a little bit. You'll feel it get in there nice and secure. Alright, so the back part's in. We'll plug that in there so we don't forget that plug. Now we gotta take the back piece and put the light in that. Alright, now you're probably gonna break the tabs here. So the difference between the driver and the passenger side is the passenger side only has one tab over here, where this has two. But you're probably gonna break these getting them out. If you're replacing it, it's not a huge deal. You just gotta kind of pry in here with a screwdriver and see if you can get it out. Just like that, just kind of pops right out. And obviously the curve, you can figure out where it goes because the curve kind of follows the curve of the back of this. So you're gonna take the wire here, fish it in through the back on the flat side here. And you're just gonna go ahead and press this in here. It is a really snug fit, so you kind of have to really work at it to actually get it to set in there. The other one I actually had to push in with a screwdriver on the end here just to kind of get it to sit, but once you get it seated in there, it clicks right in and it's not going anywhere. Alright, once you got the back light on here, you're gonna make sure you connect your little puddle light here. Done, then you take your other little wire and connect it to the back side here. This is what will provide power to your back light where the reflector was. Once you do it, it falls into place pretty easy. There we go. Now, I highly recommend before you start bolting everything back together is to actually check this to make sure you got everything wired in and it's working right. Looks like we do. Yep, the inside one works as well. Now we can just button everything back up. It's just reverse procedure, and let's get it back together. We're gonna start by putting all these T20 bolts back in. There's these T20 screws back in. Once you get everything plugged back in, this just kind of clicks back into place. Just kind of pressing different spots. Make sure you hear it seat in. You're all done. Now I have a directional light on the back and on the front side. I think it looks really good. And remember, if you want a set of these for yourself, I will leave a link down in the description below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Stay bearded, stay jeepin'. I'm out.